Okay, here it is. Live. God. Modern fuse banned. Beans again. No. No. Beans is banned. Fury is banned. Fury. Good night. Fury, you're going in the trash. Beans. Fuck me. Okay, with that out of the way, let's forget that. Let's watch my last run with Beans in the MOCS Showcase Qualifier. Enjoy. Alright, so let's start with game number 1. We're on the play. We're playing against Scam. We see opening hand. Pretty nice lands, removal spells, Beans. Looks pretty much perfect. Opponent's gonna turn 1 fetch. And, of course, they have the Grief. Everybody loves a good Grief on turn 1. So they take my Binding and my Beans, I assume. Yup. Okay, I'll 12 Fire Eyes, so I can just play the basic island, tap the Grief, buy myself a turn, to a Murderous Cut, perfect. Opponent just goes with Dirty White Walker, to a fetch land. So now, with Flooded Sword we can't get Stomping Ground, so we have to just shock ourselves for like a Sacred Foundry here. I'm gonna go that and Murderous Cut. The problem is next turn we have to shock ourselves for Shardless Agent if we don't draw another land. The opponent takes his turn, plays a Dirty, tap land, and we top deck another land. Not great, but at least we can fetch our basic forest. Play the Shardless, cascade into a Beans. And yeah, draw a card. Just a land. Okay. Opponent takes us for 3 down to 12. Fetches a swamp and plays a Grief. Okay, they see the bad news, only have land. Gotcha. Just to another land. I'm gonna cycle that. And we drew Beans. So, here I could fetch Shock and play the Beans, but then I would go to down to 9 life. And with the attack from opponent's creatures, I'm gonna go down to 3. Which is really sketchy, so I chose to just fetch a basic land. And that probably buys myself a turn. But my opponent follows up with a Fable. Disgusting, but we drew a Teferi. Teferi pretty good here. Play that. Bounce the Dirty, because we do have a blocker for their Goblin. We play the Beans, and we draw an Omnath, which is perfect. We just need our opponent to not top deck any removal spells. Or he can't have one in hand. But yeah, he has to terminate and we die. Okay. Nothing we could have done differently, I think. Okay, so we bought out the Ant, please. A Murderous Cut. And I thought about cutting out the Verdict, but I think I'm gonna bring out a Long Wield instead. Verdict is pretty slow. Surviving until turn 4 is not that easy. But I think it's still better. We see opening hand of Lila of Sanctity, but only 1 land. We have to ship that. And we got another 1-lander and another 1-lander with Lone Revealed. So we're going down to 5 against Scam on the play, which is super disgusting. I can go for Plains here into Lone Revealed from Basic Island. Try to play around Bloodmoon as best as possible. And then just tap their land in upkeep. But my opponent did the right play and did not fetch at all. So he played around my Fire Eyes. Pretty heads up play by the opponent. They play a Dirty, we just tap the Dirty to draw a card. Draw Beans, which is good if we draw another land, and we do. So we can fetch like a Temple Garden. Probably just a Fairy Bounce. Yep, I chose a Temple Garden, we bounce it. And yeah, we draw another land, perfect. Opponent just plays his Dirty again and Fartsies. Okay. Take our Beans. And yeah, here I made a pretty big misplay, I think, in not shocking in. Like, I could just fire the Dirty or Supreme Verdict instant speed. But I think saving the damage here was not correct. And yeah, my plan is to tap the Dirty and begin combat. And then Verdict the next turn. But my opponent could, in theory, sack the Dirty to cast my Fire Eyes to fire down Teferi, which he didn't do. Just attacked. The tapping at least worked how it was planned. But then he follows it up with a grief and takes my verdict. So not in the best shape here. At least I drew beans, which isn't bad. Still on 16 life, which is pretty healthy. Okay, 2 Shardless. I'll play that. That's more money efficient. And I top deck. What do I top deck? I think a land. Even my green fetch land, which is perfect. So I can just fetch my basic forest, be safe from Blood Moon, and play beans. Okay, here's 2 free power attackers, so Teferi bites the dust here, and I go down to 12. Just hope he doesn't have any good follow-up. Like, Shieldred would be super disgusting here. Or even just a Bowmaster would be really annoying. We just have another Dotty. Alright, so I drew the Binding, which I chose to go all in on the greed mode. So I cascade first for my 3rd beans. I check if they have a Bowmaster. If they have a Bowmaster, I could Leyline Binding the Bowmaster now. But they obviously have nothing. So I can just probably clean the entire board and draw a fresh 7. Start off with a Binding, draw 3, take a Dotty, to a bunch of white cards, which is super good. So Subtlety, Solitude, pitch Leyline, draw more Solitudes, more white cards, and you see where this is going. This is just game over. So yeah, they stomp my creature, I Solitude in response, the board is gone. Still have like 6 cards in hand. They have like 3 cards. Yeah, they just go for Fable and the Death Point. That's just not even close to be good enough. Just gonna go Omnath into Fetch Land, and at this point I think I just hardcast a Leyline of Sanctity. Yep. And we just pass. Also just remember this was a multi 5 and they kept 7, which is quite crazy. When they don't have the turn 1 creep, the matchup is pretty winnable. So yeah, they got a few down, they killed my Omnath. But yeah, like I said, that game is just so over. Doesn't really matter what they do at all at this point. I'm just gonna fast forward. And we're gonna move on to game number 3. I think they finally concede to me casting Endurance at some point. So yeah, sideboarding, nothing changes. Okay. Let's start with game number 3. I have a perfect opening 7. 7 cards, Leyline of Sanctity, 2 lands, beans, removal. Like, at this point I'm pretty confident that I'm gonna win this game. Like, it's very hard to lose from this position. The only way I could maybe lose is if they Blood Moon me. But yeah, right now we can't really play around Blood Moon, we just have to kill the Ragavan. They're gonna go land, Dotty, sure. We drew from the land, so we can fetch our basic planes, be a bit safer against Blood Moon. And I'm just gonna fire the Dotty. An opponent goes for Fury. And yeah, at this point he has 2 cards in hand. And we're just gonna go to Teferi Bounce it. And yeah, that game is pretty over from here. Even to the Solitude, so could also go for Beans and Solitude the Fury, but I think at this point I just kind of want to get my Teferi down. They stomp it. Yeah, they missed a 3rd land swap. Just gonna go Beanstalk. Oh, I think I just went Omnath, yeah. Get my island, play Omnath. For verdict. They just feud Omnath, and let's see if they have another scam spell. And they do. So they make another Hogak, which I'm just gonna go probably, yeah, Beans into Solitude. Try to find my land. And I didn't, but I drew a bunch of good spells, so I'm doing fine here. Opponent's still missing his third land. I'm just gonna go for Omnath again. Still no land. Yep. And that's the match. Okay, round number 2, we get the opening 7. Again, no lands at all. Gotta ship that. And we get a 1-lander with Lawn Revealed. We're gonna keep it. Opponent starts off with a Misty Rainforest. It either means Rhinos or the Mirror. And it's looking like a Mirror. Okay, let's go on double speed and let's see what they do. They go 1 and 6. So it's an old 1 and 6 ring version, no cascading. I don't know why those decks are back in the popularity. We're just gonna go Beans. We don't care about the 1 and 6 really in the Mirror that much. The deck is drawing so many cards that we don't care how many lands they have. We just need to stop it from ultimating. The ultimate is the only threatening part about it here. Okay, they have an ending for Beans. Disgusting. We top deck another one. Let's play it. Let's play the land. And yeah. Hope I don't miss my next land swap. We know they are not gonna miss the land swap. Okay, so they binding my Beans. Fat Shark. And just pass. Interesting. Okay, we don't find anything, so we try to get back the Beans. But they have a binding of their own. Yeah, so we're not gonna get our land. I could tap here, but I think that's pretty weak. So I'm not gonna tap it upkeep. Still no land. 1 and 6 is 1 loyalty away from ultimate. Okay, they play a ring, so they have like 3 things I want to binding, and I only have 1 white source, so I might still try to free my Beans, because that's probably the best way how I could come back from that if I draw land. But I just draw tapped land, which doesn't make white, which is, yeah, just have to fire the 1 and 6. Delay the emblem by 2 turns, but they still have the ring going. It's not looking good. Draw 2 cards. And play Algernon. Okay, that also doesn't help. Like, we do have enough removal for it, but still, there's the 1 and 6, there's the ring we need to handle. So probably just gonna go dead gone, bounce it, then binding the ring. Okay, draw land, which really helps. Could also verdict here, but then I don't have enough mana to binding the ring. So yeah, we bounce, binding the ring. So Solitude, not bad. Play land, next turn we can verdict. Ah, they go Omnath. That's good for us. Now we can just Solitude and delay the Algernon by a turn. To another Omnath. But they have Ephemerate. Okay. That's awkward. So now they can go Algernon this turn. And I hit him pretty good with the verdict, but they still have the emblem. Probably can't stop the emblem. Okay, 2 endurance, which helps against the emblem, I guess. Yeah, I have to fetch first, get my planes. Verdict. Then probably have to pitch my Omnath or my Shardless Agent to get rid of the emblem. Which I guess Shardless Agent is better than Omnath here. Okay, so we endurance. Which, what we don't know is that they have the second ending just naturally in hand. Deck usually plays 2 endings, so that's quite unlucky. So yeah, with 1 emblem, there's not really much I can do. They have infinite lands in hand, so I'm just gonna fast forward a bit. This game is pretty much over. So yeah, to a bunch of bindings, and they have an Omnath. But I'm just basically trying to buy time, because they were a lot slower than me. But yeah, eventually they got me. Sideboarding, I bring in the Commandeers, I bring in the Force of Rigor, cut that gone, Fire Ice, and 1 Ant Plea. And that's my plan. Okay, let's see opening hand. Only 1 land again with Lauren revealed. Really getting a lot of land light hands. But yeah, with the Beanstalk, I think that's okay. I have Force of Rigor, which is really good in this matchup. Get all my 4 colors. To a Solitude, and up the beans. Okay, yeah, no land drawn. Okay, they go for binding on my beans, which I'm definitely gonna binding back. Really hope I draw land, but I don't. I could cycle a Solitude here, but I think I much rather pass my turn. Their mana base also looks quite shaky. They go to Teferi, we commandeer it. Perfect. That's now our Teferi, and we can try to bounce our own beans if we don't draw land. But we drew our own beans anyway, and we drew the land, so we can just... I think I just draw a card, yeah. And we pass, which... My opponent also really gets unlucky, because his mana... He got even more mana screwed than us. This might have been a slight spoiler alert, but... He didn't draw his 4th land in like 6 or 7 turns. So he goes to Ferry again. I'm just gonna go Endurance. He's probably gonna bounce it. Let's see, long pause by opponent. Yeah, decides to bounce. To a land, we plus, we play the land. We had just hardcast Solitude, try card. To another Force of Rigor, and yeah, let's just... We are pretty favored here, as long as my opponent doesn't draw lands. We have a beans on the battlefield, we can just get a bit more advantage. Just play our spells, play our creatures, draw cards. And my opponent is just really behind. Yeah, just evoking Solitudes to kill Solitude without any beans on the battlefield. Which we're just gonna bounce the binding. Teferi. To bounce their binding, I think. Yep, get our beans back, try a card. Bind the Teferi, try a card. At this point I have like a million cards in hand, I have to discard 2 cards to hand size. Yeah, they go binding, try to take, binding, get the Teferi back, and I let it just go, I guess. They can bounce their binding, sure. Plus, play Teferi. I have a fetch on the battlefield, so I can just kill Teferi with the fetch land triggers. And yeah, easy going. I think I'm just hardcast a Solitude here for good measure. They have 7 cards in hand, but they are just so far behind. It's turn 8, and they still have not drawn the 4th land. Really unlucky for them. But maybe they have a bunch of 1 and 6 in hand. They never had, like, they couldn't find red. I'll just go for more beans. I have the whole time my Force of Rigor up. Nothing that really could happen to me. I finally drew the land. And they go for a ring, which, yeah, it's okay, but I can Force of Rigor their leyline to get my leyline back, to exile the ring. So they gain protection for a turn, but they don't draw a card. And I drew Long Revealed. I can play it instant speed, but I just sorcery speed because I have not played a land yet. Just draw a million cards. Basically, I'm just digging for Commandeer, but I'm not finding it, and it's fine. I don't know, they need a wonder to be able to get back from this, but they just pass and we hit them for lethal. No changing in the sideboard plans. Okay. Game number 2, we see opening hand. Not the greatest, but I'm on the draw. I have 2 lands. I really need to draw my 3rd land to be able to do anything. But I have the Commandeer. So if they go for beans or Teferi or anything, basically, no matter what they go, I'm gonna commandeer it. And they go red and 6. I could commandeer that, but I don't have a fetch land yet, so it's not that good. And yeah, we don't draw land, but I can binding the red and 6. They play the fetch. Let's see if they want to get the Teferi down. No, just a tapped land. And what else? A beanstalk. Yeah, I'm gonna commandeer that. Fully desperate to draw land. And I did find the loan revealed. Perfect. So I can cycle, get my land, play my Shardless Agent, get another beans. And they're just super far behind. They have only 3 cards in hand. We drew every land, which is good. They lay land binding. And I thought they're gonna get back their beans, but they just get back their red and 6. I don't know about that. We're probably just gonna go to Fairy and then Leyland Binding. They fetch for 1 and play an Endurance. Sure. Whatever. So we're gonna fetch a Hallowed Fountain. Leyland the 1 and 6. Draw 2 cards. I'll probably just bounce the Endurance. Yeah. What did I do? No, I just plus, I guess. Okay. I think both options are fine. They drew beans. Yep. Another beans. Okay, so now things do get interesting. We do a jump. But we can just... Okay, we draw binding. So yeah, let's just drop our third beans. We drew the commandeer, so now everything is 100% locked up. And we'll just go binding, take a beans, play another binding, take other beans, and then at this point I think I bounced the Endurance. Yep. And pass. After discard to hand size. You always know when you're in a good position when you discard to hand size and don't miss your land drops. They go for Alishnon. Sure, at this point we have 3 beans, we don't care at all. Just the end of turn, gonna make Solitude. Draw 3. Yeah. Okay, we plus. We can just Teferi, bounce it. Buy some time. And attack. Still have to discard to hand size. They just play the Alishnon again, which sure, that doesn't do much. We can just draw 6 cards if we want, and we're gonna find something eventually. So yeah, so we plus the Fairy, so we can instant speed even draw the cards. Beanstalks, I could commandeer that, but I don't know why I let resolve. I should probably just have commandeered it. But never mind, just Force of Vigorate. Do a bunch of Solitudes, so I could just triple block the Alishnon. Let's see. He's a bit in tank here. Okay, he uses Solitude to kill my Solitude. And then tries to kill Teferi. At this point, I'm just gonna, I guess, play a Solitude as a jump blocker. I think I ran out of white cards here. I did pitch my Teferi aggressively because I know I draw so many cards here. I'm eventually gonna find the Verdict or the Murderous Cut, but I didn't run out of white cards, so I really ran out of white cards and I'm not able to triple block. But yeah, like I said, we're like only have 12 cards left in the deck, something like that. We still have the Murderous Cut and the Verdict in the deck. We just commandeer the 1 and 6. We don't want them to get any more lands. And still nothing. It's getting kind of close, actually. I'm just gonna draw 6 cards again. Which, yeah, I only have 6 cards left in the deck. I still have not found... Okay, I found my Verdict. But I've not found my Murderous Cut. But yeah, just play Shardless Agent as a blocker. Chose to not cast my Beans. And yeah, I'll pass. Discard a million lands to hand size. Okay, they Phosphor got both my ley lines, which is super annoying. They would get both Beans back and draw 8 cards, so I commandeer that. And I think I have to choose 2 legal targets. So I chose to kill the Leyline Binding when nothing is under, and I destroyed their Beans. And yeah. I drew the Murderous Cut, which in my turn now I have 3 cards left in the deck. So I can exactly draw down to like 1 card in deck. And then play my Endurance. So pretty close here. So Elishnon down. I have 1 card left in the deck. I just upkeep slam my Endurance, shuffle my deck back. At this point, they are also low on time. I attacked. I have a 2-turn clock, and that's the game. Let's see if they fight even back. I ping them. I plus my Teferi. Still have Force of Frigga and Solitude in my hand. I go for 5 Beans, I guess. Yeah. They go Force of Frigga again. But yeah, sure, they get the Beans back. I Force of Frigga the Beans again, and yeah. I have a lethal attack. That's GG. 2-0. Going into the 3rd round. Alright, let's start match number 3. If I remember correctly, it was Scam as well. With the opening hand, 2 lands, on the play, Fire Ice. I think it's reasonable enough to keep it. Starts off with a Black Leaf Cliffs. And we got a turn 1 Grief, of course. Why not? I assume he just takes Endurance with the first pick and then probably Teferi, maybe Fire Ice. Okay, chooses the Fire Ice. Draw land, which is great. Opponent, if I remember correctly, goes for a Thoughtseize and takes my Teferino. But yeah, first he starts with an attack. I go down to 16. And yep, there's the Thoughtseize. Takes my Teferi, leaves me with a bunch of Omnaths. But he only has 1 land, that's pretty good, so I don't play around Blood Moon here. We drew the Shardless Agent. Nice draw, can't complain. Go into a Beans. And we draw a land. Perfect. Next turn we can Omnath, double block the Grief. Go down to 10. 10 is still pretty healthy. And follows up with Ragavan. Yeah. We just play the Omnath. Draw a card. Teferino. Perfect. Let's see if my opponent wants to attack. Okay, starts off with a Fury, so Omnath down. Let's see if he has a no scamming. So I assume, yeah, he's only attacking with the Grief, no blocks. Probably gonna go safe here and... Oh. Yeah, I think I just went safe and started with Teferi. I didn't really want to get my Omnath like terminated, that would be worst case. Okay, so opponent goes in response Bowmaster. Yeah, good that we have the Dead Gone, so we can just Dead Gone the Bowmaster. Bounce the Grief. And we're still on 4 life. We can block the Ragavan. We have a Leyline Binding, so everything good. If I remember correctly, my opponent can kill my Shardless Agent. Yeah, and I have to go Binding on the Ragavan. So I'm going down to 2 here. And it's pretty close. If I don't draw a land for Omnath, I'm in a rough shape. But I do draw the land immediately. Very good. So go down to 2. My opponent has 1 card in hand. It's a Grief. So we play Omnath, play our fetch land, and pass. Easy going with a Teferi and 2 loyalty. Opponent is just passing, so yeah. No problem. Just play another land. We can even attack. So sadly, just a couple lands in hand, but yeah. Omnath is carrying us, as long as my opponent doesn't find a removal spell for my Omnath. And he goes Grief. Sees the news that I have only lands in hand. Upkeep, 2 shardless. Pretty good. Let's find a beanstalk. Find a fire ice. Perfect. Let's just kill the grief. Oh, do I? No, I bounced my ley line. Oh, yeah, right. The fair was already on free loyalty. Let's get a land. Sure. It's a mana. Exile, I guess, the grief. Fire ice both his creatures. Attack for 4. Down to 7. Still have binding. Have a second Omnath. This game is over. What is another grief? Relay land in response. And he's basically dead on board. And yeah, he scoops it up. Sideboarding again for Leyline versus 2 Antblee, 1 Murderous Cut, and 1 Lauren Revealed. Okay, we see here opening hand, Leyline of Sanctity, 2 lands. 2 Omnath to Solitude, not the greatest, but I can't really ship a Leyline of Sanctity with 2 lands. So we're gonna snap keep that. Hope we find more lands or like beans. But yeah, we should have a lot of time here. Opponent doesn't even have the Ragavan, we draw beans. Perfect. Let's see, opponent goes for Polluted Delta, doesn't fetch. I think I go for a basic here. Yeah, I kinda do wanna play 1 Blood Moon. So we go Beanstalk, 2 Leyline, not bad. See, he has the Bowmaster, yep. But what do I do? Do I Solitude immediately? Yeah, let it resolve. I think the card was more important. So yeah, I took the card because I really want to draw the land. So he gets a bigger token, but we don't really care. We can Solitude that as well. And I think I also do that, yeah, because I really want to draw the land. And I do. It's even a basic land, so... Opponent has a land, gets a Swamp, and Blood Moon? No, just a Fable. Okay, we play the island, and we go shardless. Second beans. Easy going. So long revealed, and pass. Opponent loots away a Forties and a land. Attacks, we obviously trade. And what can he do for 4 mana? Just a Blood Moon when I have 3 basics in play. Beautiful. Yeah, I'll just pass. Oh no, do a Leyline? Yeah, mistapping. Okay. I guess I Leyline the Fable, right? I do take the Blood Moon, okay. So I guess. I don't need to kill the Fable immediately. Again, Chantwime here. Go to Ferino. Yep, Shock, Fire, so he can't reanimate. Then we bounce the Leyline. He gets the Blood Moon back. It's fine. He's just passing. We have everything in the world. And think now, yeah. Now I go for beans. And I think I do go for Leyline, but I just take his treasure because I don't even care about the Blood Moon. Yeah. Land, pass. And this game is super mega over. Still doesn't give up. Plays a Dotty. We kill it. Still on 20 life. He doesn't want to give up. That's fine. I guess I'm just gonna fast forward this last bit. Just Leyline, get the Blood Moon to 1,000,000 cards. I guess we just play Endurance or something. Nothing matters from this point on. Let's go to the next game. Okay, so next match, we're up against, let's see, I don't really remember what we're up against. We see a pretty decent opening hand. We have some lands, we have our Beanstalk, we have Omnath, play the Windswept, pass, probably gonna get a Chantwime, and it's Yawg. Alright. Yeah, just go for plains, play my beans, one more land. Swamp, Young Wolf. Sure. Just went for Antblee here, I assume. Yep. Get a second beans. To another land. Might be the time where opponent goes for a Christ. They go attack fast, play Boseiju, and yep, there's the Quest. The plus. They mill a Quest and get 2 tokens. Lucky. To start off by drawing 2 cards. Exile the Young Wolf. And I guess we're gonna go to Fairy, bounce a token. And we still leave that gone up. And pass. Quest goes up. Mills the Shieldred. That's very good. Glad that one is in the graveyard. Goes for Yawg. Okay, so I'll do killer token. That would be a good time to draw Solitude. We don't have a white card, so we're just gonna go hardcast mode. The Quest is a pretty high loyalty. Let's see if he wants to sack both his creatures to kill my Solitude. Yeah, looks like he does. To another Solitude, not bad. Mainboard Fartsies. Don't know what's up with that. Undercard. Okay, card gets a Bowmaster. Ping's me, not the Teferino. I think opponent made a lot of awkward choices with his Bowmasters in this match, if I remember right. So I'll shock and I'll pass. I plan on casting a Solitude. Quest goes up. And card for Yawg. I think in response I have to get the Bowmaster. Okay, 2 Fire Eyes, not awful. And a drop Binding. Super sick draw. So yeah, that one is gone. You can get a Yawg. Then if he sacks his first thing in response... No, I did not respond. Okay, sacks the second one, kills it. Okay, seems like I just waited for him to cast another thing. Soul Called one. Yeah, I can now make a Quest, and I guess I have to exile that one. Yeah, we draw 2 cards. Nothing too special here. He still has a huge Quest. And a top deck another Fairy. Good, good, good. We'll just play that and bounce the Yawg. Oh, no. Okay. Wait. Okay, yeah, I did go for the Teferi. Bounce the Young. Okay, didn't try anything. What did I do? Shock, and I guess I kept up Fire Ice and maybe possible Leyland Binding. Plus again. Yeah, it comes again. We tap it. Oh, we actually drew the Binding, that's so sick. Okay, unstep. We exile the Yawg, I guess, or maybe the Quest. Not quite sure. Okay, to another Binding. So yeah, take the Yawg. Our draws were really good. Okay, we take Quest. Untap with a million cards in hand, but everything lands. Top deck Solitude. Perfect. Let's go for full value. Shardless. Get the Fat Beans. Yup. To a white card. Nice. Wow. Okay, I really went to all in. 4 beans. Another land. Sure, let's play a land. And my plan is really to find endurance and shuffle my graveyard back, so I'll just discard my lands. But oh, there's a Boseiju on Yawg. Get the Yawg back. Yeah, we discard to hand size. And then once he starts acting, we Solitude the Yawg. Apatra, yep, Solitude. Draw 4. Another Leyland Binding, and the Dead gone. So Yawg down. No sacking in response. Okay, he has another card. Card for another Yawg. Just go ahead and Dead gone the Hapatra in response. And yeah, you can have a Yawg, but it's not that good here. Yeah. Countdown Shardless. Sacks other creature, kills a Shardless. That's a good wait for me. We untap. We have 16 cards left in the deck. The Teferi goes up. I'll cast an Omnath, I assume. Maybe I have lands left in the deck. I'm not quite sure. Okay, I just don't want to find out. I guess I just want to find endurance before I start fetching. Or maybe I even made them after all my lands are gone. Yeah, okay. So, gladly my opponent concedes. It doesn't make me count my lands. So we cut Antplea and Alone Revealed for 2 endurance. Also made a last minute decision. Looks like I actually had a Yawg player over here while I was playing. And he said it would be funny to just bring in one Commandeer just to steal opponents like Card of Calling. Because if they go Court for 4, you could just steal an Omnath. So I just wanted to try that out. Okay, we see a hand with 3 lands, a Leyland Binding, some good 3-drops, an Omnath. That's obviously a keep. Definitely there could be hands from him that could go faster than my hand, but they start off with the Halfling. Pretty much the best one-drop they can have in this matchup. But if I remember correctly, they kept a 1-lander. And they got super punished for it. Because if I remember correctly, they just didn't run another land for like infinity. So they have a Bowmaster. We're gonna Leyline Binding. That's the reason why we didn't play Beanstalk. They obviously had the Bowmaster. They might even have a second one. And I think I went for Teferi, yeah. And he does play the second one. And here's the play that was extremely awkward for my opponent. And no good plays here. My hand just drew cards. So I just had no other decision than just plussing. And my opponent was super crazy. He just ignored Teferi. So he goes Thoughtseize, sees my hand. Means that I have a million like Beanstalks in hand. And I think it took the Omnath. But yeah, and then he decides to just totally ignore Teferi, which is a huge mistake. Okay, so he thought of attacking all Teferi, but then decides, no, all face. Like, okay, sure, I bounce your Bowmaster, and then I can just... Don't even know if it wasn't correct to just play both my Beanstalks here. But I just went for the Omnath, because it just totally shuts off his attacks. All he can do is now cast the Bowmaster again. I drew the Commandeer, funnily enough. And cast the Bowmaster, yep. Still pings me not Teferi. I think that's so wild. And yeah, I think I had nothing better to do than just play the Shardless Agent. Or did I? Yeah, I think I did. Cast my Beans, yep. Endurance. Pretty good draw here. And yeah, I'll pass. The token is a 4/4. I can theoretically offer the trade with Omnath, but now I can't anymore. I have Omnath in the graveyard, so I can give a counter, which I could fizzle with my Endurance. But he's chose to attack me and not Teferi, so I said, okay, but what do I care? I have Omnath, I can gain life, so I don't care if my opponent attacks me, and I draw the perfect card. Draw the fire, kill the guy, play my beans. Didn't find a fetch land, but yeah, I'll just chose to play tapped, save some life, and attack. I can just jump the 5/5, no problem. Opponent still on 1 land. Okay, now he drew the second land on turn 7 and comes into play tapped. Yeah, now it's probably just super over from opponent. Now I jump. This point I can bounce something with my Teferi, and I think I just bounced the Soul Cauldron. Yep. Soul Cauldron gone. Put pound on this thing. Okay, I draw another Solitude, so yeah, let's just play the beans. Shark, and just hardcast the Solitude. Hopefully draw another white card. And that did. So we exile the Halfling, sure. Let's also exile the Young Wolf. And let's go for an attack. Opponent has a 5/5, which I don't care about. And yeah, next turn I can just Teferi bounce it. GG. Okay, he goes for a Grist. Guess he still has not given up, and he just pluses. Wild to me, but yeah. So I turn off with a Teferi no bounce. Then I could draw like 6 cards if I want to. Looks like that's what I did. Yep. Another Teferi. Bounce the other plant. And just attack my opponent. Didn't even care about the quest. 5,000,000 cards in hand. Endurance up. I have Commandeer up. Opponent goes plus for last time. Yeah. Soul Cold one. We counter it. And that should force a concession. Yep. Okay, 4-0. So with the opening hand, 3 lands, Beans, Shardless Agent, Teferi, perfect. Endurance, yeah, great hand. Opponent starts off with a Catcher Triumph. So looks like Rhinos to me. We go Temple Garden tapped. And opponent goes Forest, suspend Footfalls, sure. Just gonna go Beans. Let's see if they have a Force. And they chose to Force, okay. I can respect that. Makes it more likely that my Teferino will resolve. But not quite sure if I went Teferino here. Maybe I think I went just Shardless Agent. Because Teferi, sure I can bounce something. No, I did want Teferi. Okay, never mind. Was hoping to draw a white card, but I didn't. I think those would be also reasonable to go Shardless Agent there and pitch Teferi to Solitude, but looks like I didn't. I drew another Teferi, nice. But now I start off with cycling. Got a Hollowed Fountain, Shark. I guess now I played the Shardless Agent. Yeah, into Beans. Yep. And just pass. Okay, there's more Rhinos. Really, really awkward. So yeah, let's go. Solitude 1. Stop the bleeding. Then I can block the Shardless and take 8, go down to 7. Not the best situation to be in. Not a Shardless. Yeah. It was really sketchy here. I was definitely tanking a bit, but I think I chose to just bounce 1 token in the upkeep. Yeah, but they had another Rhino and they had basically had everything. Cascade into Cascade into Cascade with a Force backup. Pretty good. Okay, so we bring in all the Commandeers, the Forces. We cut some Fire Ice, some Arntblee, and some Dead Gone. Okay, great opening hand. We have the Beans, we have the Teferi, we even have a Verdict. So we also have to try to play 1 Bloodline a bit. I start off with Flooded Strand, and I chose to fetched for Grixis Triumph. Makes some sense. Then I go Forest, the Beans. Next turn I can go Plains, Teferi, and I still have Long Reveal if I need the island. Opponent goes Catcher Triumph. Land tapped, so no Fire Ice. Good news. Then we just go Teferino, and let's make the Force check. Wow, just resolved. Opponent 7 cards in hand. That's crazy. Yeah, just cast a 2/2. Which I'm probably just gonna bounce. Yep. For the binding, perfect. And yeah, we have Force Mitigation, we have a Verdict, Leyland Binding, everything. Looks good. Just hardcast a Subtlety, which I am just gonna binding, I guess. To a card. Opponent concedes. Okay, that was fast. No changes in sideboarding. Okay, this is a control heavy hand. I have Commandeer, Force, and a bunch of blue cards. A bit sketchy without Beans, but yeah, we have a binding. Okay. Let's see. This time I probably don't fetch, right? Because I wanna play around Fire Ice. Yep. And I just played a fetch land to not give him any target. Opponent passes. Sure. And misses his third land drop. Couldn't be any better. So yeah, this turn I thought, okay, I'm gonna fetch. If he wants to, he can ice me. But he doesn't even have that, so we go Shardless, drop a Beans, probably has a Force. No? Doesn't even force it. Okay. One Outburst comes down in one turn. And I'm pretty sure... Oh wait, no. I think I played a land here, and the opponent go for Violent Outburst. In Dance Step, if I remember correctly. And I chose to let it resolve, because they could have Force of Negation. So yeah. They got the Rhinos, and this Rhino I'm gonna commandeer. And I can hardcast the Force of Negation if they, like, try to cascade again. Yeah. If my opponent makes the attack... No? Stays back. Okay, so he wants to trade. So I'm just gonna Leyland Binding, get one Rhino. Shark, Leyland Binding, get the other Rhino, attack for, I think 8, because I was really expecting another Cascade spell, another Outburst. They did have it. I remember going for the Force, and I think he had a Force backup. Yep, had the Force backup, so we just trade. Which is really fine for me, because my hand is amazing. So yeah, pass the turn. Opponent passes back. We're going for the Omnath. Opponent has a dispute. Sure, can't do anything against that. Play Flight Strand, so I can get my planes if I really need to. Even though my opponent's mana base does not look like he's gonna blood with me anytime soon. Draw once another land. Okay, Blood Fountain tapped. Opponent found a Catwood Fire, I'm still doing nothing. Cycle our land. Draw a Commandeer, which I can hardcast, so that's some good news. Still going for the attack. Opponent down to 9. I think at this point it probably is time for him to hardcast some Furies or something, but no. Just nothing. 4 cards in hand. I wonder what those are. We're just chilling. Keep up our Commandeer to another Solitude. Perfect. Just attack for 2. And the opponent goes for a standard card. This old wolf. 4 mana wolf. That makes more wolves than your upkeep. Yeah. I guess we just Solitude that. And I remember getting slightly punished because my opponent just found a Cascade spell from the top when I didn't have Commandeer up. But we have 2 removal spells, so yeah, we don't really care that much. We just Leyland Binding 1, draw an Omnath, still have a Fetchland on the battlefield. Everything perfect. So we're just gonna go for the Omnath, draw another Solitude. Let's see if we draw land. We don't, but we have Murderous Cut, so let's just Murderous Cut. Try card. I even drew a fetch land. Perfect. So I can deal 4 damage to him. Get my last land out of the deck. Solitude the Shardless. Hit him for 5 down to 2. I guess down to 4 with the Solitude trigger. Another Beans. And that looks like game to me. Opponent looks at his doorstep and packs it up. 5-0. Alright, so round number 6, once again another scam deck. Let's see, opponent is on the play. With the opening hand, not the best, 4 lands, Fire Ice, 2 Ardent Plea. I do decide to keep it, but it's not really looking that amazing. Opponent starting off with a Castle Lock to tapped. I go Stomping Ground. Opponent. The Cliffs go. Really recant by the opponent. Looks like he mults to 6. Just go Misty. We expect the Bowmaster here, so we keep up our Fire Ice. Yep, that's what's happening. We're gonna go, I think, Island. Yep, Fire Ice. Sure, opponent's turn. He goes... Maybe land Fable. Let's see. No, he found the scam. But yeah, he has to take my Solitude basically, and then with the second one he can take Ardent Plea. So at least gonna resolve 1 Ardent Plea. No opponent was in the tank for quite a while. I'm gonna fast forward. chose to take my Solitude and not scam the Grief. Sounds pretty crazy to me, and then just goes for a Fury scammed, leaving him with 0 cards in hand. I don't know, quite interesting play over there. Just thinking Sadate is gonna get there, but we try immediately the Verdict. Special Plains, Cascade into Beans. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that play. I would have probably went for the slower plan and just get the Grief down, but very, very interesting. Opponent attacks me down to 9. And finds a Doughty, so we're just gonna go Fetch Shock, Verdict, with 2 Omnath and Fetch Shot backup, so he has 2 lands, 0 cards in hand. Sounds to me like good game. Let's see how long opponents will play before he scoops it up. They see the Omnath, they scoop it up. Okay. Sideboard plan, same as always. Okay, game number 2. I have a really decent opening hand without Leyline. I decide to keep it, I assume. That looks pretty good. We have a lot of action. We have our Beans, we have a Fire Ice. Even though we don't have red mana yet. And we get Fartseized on turn 1. I assume it's just gonna take the Beans. No, it takes the Verdict. That's crazy. That's pretty much the worst card in my hand, but okay. Also thought this playing the Headquarter was a slight misplay. I think playing the Plant Twine would have been a bit better. Then I could go turn 2, just Fire Ice, Bowmaster. One Omnath, play the Proving Ground, pass. Didn't even have the Bowmaster. Okay, here goes Shark, plays a Fable. Like, super weak plays by the opponent. That thing is, I can't even play my Teferi because my mana base is a bit awkward. So we're gonna go Shardless, cascade in some Beans, draw land, perfect. Opponent just gonna loot. Discards a Fury Ender, not dead after all. Attacks, we of course trade. Opponent probably goes for Hardcast Grief or something. No, just a Doughty and a Blood Moon. Yeah, my hand is super weak to Blood Moon. Yeah, I did not draw any fetch lands, so I could not really play around that. So we're probably gonna get wrecked this game. Yeah, and he, like a champ, just plays another Fable, and from that point on, it's pretty game over. Yeah, to the Leyline, but no white mana, yeah. We're gonna scoop it up after a few turns. Let's fast forward, okay. So, no changes after sideboarding. Game 3. Nice opening hand, 2 lands, Leyline of Sanctity, dead gone, Leyline Binding, beautiful. Top the Leyline, play the tapped land. Opponent goes for turn 1 Bloodsinmire. It's Blood Crypt and probably Ragavan. Yep, Ragavan it is. Just gonna dead that. Play Windswept and go. Opponent plays a land, passes. So we're gonna get the blue land. Yep. Then fetch a basic plains, play a Teferi. And just plus. See if he has again, no Bowmaster, okay. So very good position right here. Opponent plays a Fable. That's fine. Just sponsor token. Get a basic island. And go for Shardless. Get the Beans down. For land. Opponent loots away 2 Fartseized. Makes sense. Plays another Fable. Sure. Let's see. Probably start off by Leyline Binding to get their Fable so they don't loot anymore. And then we're probably just passing. Might just play the Verdict instant speed. I think my opponent, yeah, kills my... I should have Verdicted in response. If I did that, the Bone Crusher would not get exiled. Just realized that mistake. That's fine, it's a minor mistake, but yeah. Not perfectly played. 100 beans, 100 ley line, and this game is just super over. One goes for Bowmaster, that's fine. And the Darty, sure, we just kill that. Probably Leyline binding the Darty. To 2, to another Leyline, and the Shardless, yeah. At this point, we're just clicking buttons, so let's just fast forward the rest. Okay, not even mattering. Opponent just scoops it up. Very nice of my opponent, so we're going 6-0 in the Swiss. Okay, going into top 8 in the first seed, and we're up against Hammer Time, which is a very good matchup, usually. Okay, I see my opening hand, quite weak against Hammer, so I mulligan. This hand also kind of sucks, but I can't really go down to 5. I mean, I could go down to 5, but I have the verdict in hand. Well, just hope he doesn't have a too fast and explosive start. And he goes for turn 1 Springleaf Drum. Okay, always love to see that. To a binding, perfect. Don't think I need to exile something immediately, but I have my long reveal to cycle, so I'm just gonna shock in. All 5 colors up. Opponent goes for a Saga and another Springleaf Drum. Sure. Just gonna cycle the long revealed and place a hammer. Interesting. Cycling, get a Sphara's headquarters. Ooh, and we're just gonna go for Shardless. I don't think I need to verdict on turn 4. So I don't mind to miss my 4th. So I can play the 4th land top tapped. Basically. Like, it's not threatening a kill anytime soon. Opponent just passes. Wants to make a token. And I do think I keep my Leyline up here. Yeah, because he couldn't threaten a kill with Ink Mob Nexus. Okay, choose to make another construct. That's really fine with me. Goes for the Shadow Spear. Plays a land. And is going to equip it. No, plays a Pure Steel. Oh boy. Wants to equip the hammer. So I do have to Leyline binding here. And I think... What did I take? Okay, I found the Fire Ice. So I think I Fire Ice the Pure Steel Paladin and I just take his hammer. Do I Fire Ice his Pure Steel? Let's see. I know I'm gonna verdict next turn. But I still don't want to equip him with the Shadow Spear. I could have taken the hit from Shadow Spear. I don't know. But yeah, I chose to just kill it. Then we're just gonna verdict. Keep the board clean. He still could assemble some combinations that kill me with Ink Mob Nexus. So I hope that's not what's happening. But just plays a Sentinel and equips it with the Shadow Spear. So I'm probably gonna go 5 mana Ardent Plea. And yeah, we draw a tapped land, so yep, we're gonna go Ardent Plea. Next turn, I could theoretically cast the Ardent Plea, don't pay, and also keep up my Endurance to block possible Ink Mob. But I drew another Beans. So if I draw land next turn, I can go Beans, pay, and keep up Endurance. If I get another turn, of course. Opponent just plays a land. We do draw the land, so I do think I'm gonna go fetch a basic forest. Play the Beans, pay for Sentinel, and keep up my Endurance. Just another land. Okay, we're flatting out. 8 lands, not where you really wanna be. Okay, opponent makes a construct. Makes another construct. Now things get pretty sketchy. He has a lot of artifacts in play. Those constructs are not small. So he goes for Pithing Needle and names the fairy Time Reveler. That makes sense. Probably has some hammers in hand if he didn't want to search for a hammer. And also that tells me he doesn't have Haywire Might in his main board, which is good. So he goes for attack. We just block the Esper Sentinel, eat it. Take 8 because he activates Inkmoth Nexus. Yep. Go down to 6. There's 2 big constructs, so not the best position to be in. We'll need to draw something here. We draw Fire Ice. Okay. So we start off by cascading into more beans. Drawing an Omnath, which is great. Let's go Omnath. That also means I can't ice the token, but to a Teferi, which is needled. So here I'm going to up to 13 with another fetch land. You can equip a token and attack with both. At this point, I basically have to double block one of the tokens. I could jump one and take 8, keep my Omnivore alive. But I think I have to get rid of their tokens. They are too big. This next turn I can tap the other token. Then I get another 2 draw steps. Okay, activate Stigmoth again. Has another land. Also, playing those lands tells me they have Solitude in their deck. Just wanna land. We played the Fairy so he can't instant speed stuff. And just planning on tapping the token. Hopefully drawing some action. Not drawn a Solitude yet. Only 2, 1 binding. Change the root. I'm on 5 life. That's kind of scary. Wants to attack with both. We just tap the big guy. And let's draw something good. A verdict. Okay, that kind of works. Still leaves me pretty dead to Inkmoth, and the 2 is a Goddess 8. And I guess my worry is that he has to have a hammer wrong, because it looks like he doesn't have one. Just play the verdict. Could have attacked there, but doesn't really matter that much. He's on 32 life. Finds a Saga. Okay, doesn't even poke Teferi. Okay, here we draw a Solitude with 4 bindings in, with 4 beanstalks in play. So yeah, they only took 11 turns first to find the 5-drop. He's gonna play a Fortune U, but doesn't have a hammer. And we're just gonna end of turn Solitude, draw 4 cards, even though we don't have a target. And that's my 2 lands. Shardless Agent, that is dead. That's just a 2/2 and an Omnath. Okay, Long Reveal is good because we need something to protect us from the Inkmoth Nexus. So we get a land, play another land, sack the land. That was unnecessary, but sure. Okay, we start off with a Leyland Binding, to another Leyland Binding, okay. Get the Pithing Needle, so we unlock out the Fairy. Then I can probably just bounce his Saga. Oh no, I bounce a Beanstalk. Okay, yeah. I've seen that I have Endurance. Endurance is already dead. Endurance is in the graveyard. I have 4 beans. So it's very easy for me to deck out if I'm not careful. So I just start bouncing my beans. Yeah. Try to kill him as fast as possible, because I'm not gonna lose. I'm only gonna lose if I deck out. I have 19 cards left. Just discard my beans at that point. And the opponent plays the Saga again, has a Sentinel. Sure. Equips it, that's fine. Plus, we draw Murderous Cut. Okay. Let's just... We can just hardcast the Solitude because I just want to have as many bodies on the board as possible. So I can finish the game as quick as possible. Okay, it's probably a 2-turn clock, so I'm just gonna add a Shardless Agent to the board. Still have Murderous Cut, Leyline, and Solitude, so... Yeah, we're definitely not losing to damage in this game. Okay, has a hammer. Grips the Inkmoth. Oh, it casts a Search. So actually, that would be lethal if I didn't have the ice to tap down his Inkmoth Nexus. Okay, so it just makes a construct and equips it with the Shadow Spear. Okay, I'm just gonna go to Fairy Bounce it. I think I put him down to 2 with the attack. And I could cast some spells to find Fire Ice, but yeah, I don't really need to. I'm just gonna wait a turn. Probably tries to kill me again with the Ink Moth. Okay, yeah. Tries to swing with a Leaf Link Moth. And goes for Hammer, and I just might cut it. And I think I just drew the Fire Ice here. Yeah, and I'm just gonna finish him off. Okay. Game 1 goes to turn 14, and we get there. Sideboarding. Let's bring in 3 Force of Rigor. Board out Ardent Plea and 1 Long Revealed. That's fine. Game number 2, my opening hand doesn't look bad. We have lands, we have Leyland Binding and Rhinos. Because you always want to have a Solitude in your hand, or a Force of Rigor, some free interaction, but we're gonna take that. Okay, opponent goes turn 1, Giver. We draw the Solitude. Perfect. Also, my opponent mulligan to 5, so I'm feeling really confident here. And he goes for Cigardas 8 and Hammer on turn 2. And here's the thing, I could Solitude, but I think with having the Leyland Binding, I don't really mind taking 11 damage here. Because the Solitude is gonna be very good later in the game. So, yeah, I just chose to take it. Don't know if that's right. We will see. I drew the Force of Rigor, which would be great if I had another Queen card. But yeah. Opponent has a Stoneforge, gets another Hammer. Pretty good mull to 5. So the safest line would be to just Teferi, but I just drew the Fire Ice and kill the Stoneforge. Play land. And yeah, that's not many things I died to. I'm feeling pretty good here, but that being said, opponent has a Ginger Brute. Plays the Hammer. I have the Solitude, but imagine what? He has the protection spell and we die. Crazy. Could have went to Fairy to protect me from that, but with the Fire Ice drawn, I thought it's gonna be too good, but yeah. Next card would have been a green card. Fair, he mulled to 5 and he had basically everything. It's okay. Game number 3. See a pretty clunky opening hand. Leyland Binding some Omnaths. Maybe that's supposed to be a mulligan. And he goes turn 1. Cigardas 8. Draw Shardless. Okay, so we can Shunt Triumph and Leyland Binding something. He goes for the Saga, because sure, they always have the Saga on turn 2. But just a pass. Okay, just gonna fetch. And I think I just grabbed the Cigardas 8 here. Because my hand is really clunky and I can't keep up mana the whole time. So I'm just gonna get rid of that. Gonna play the Shardless here. Other option would be to just ice his Saga in his upkeep. Plays a land. Plays a Hushbringer. And there's another Cigardas 8. Well. I think we just main phase fire that. And play Beans. Okay, we drew that gun. Not awful. Still on 16 life. Still feeling okay. Especially with him making Construct. Makes a big guy. Plays the Plains. And what do I draw? Another Omnath. Okay, so my hand is super clunky. I chose to just go for Omnath here to draw a card, but no land for me. The other option would have been non-revealed, cycle get a land and just bounce the Construct. Which, oh yeah, he has Stoneforge. And he gets a Shadow Spear, so now... Yeah, I think the safer line would have been to just bounce it. But yeah, he basically threatens a kill with a Hammer plus a Shadow Spear. So I'm gonna double block. And yeah, man, really bad position from here. And again, I did not draw land. Really awful. So I Guess the best play is still Teferi. Bounce the Construct and then dead the Stoneforge. But if he has any interaction, I just lose. But yeah, that's the only really line I have. So yeah, Teferi bounce, it worked. Very good. Still have not won a land. I could go Lone Revealed, cycle for Steam Vents. I don't know why I didn't do that. I think I should have done that. I think that was a misplay. Maybe that would have won me the game, actually, if I think about it now. Here's another Stoneforge. And the pure steel, like, this is ridiculous. Oh god. But yeah, in this spot, he plays a hammer and I have to kill the Stoneforge. And he can put 2 lethal threats on the battlefield. But yeah, if I had the land last turn, then I could have gone next turn Shardless Agent and tap one of his attackers. So yeah, just do the tap land. And from this point on, I just have to draw Solitude or I lose, or Leyline Binding. I guess a land, a Solitude, a Leyline Binding, all work. I was pretty deep in the tank here. And I'm just cutting my Shardless. Yeah, seeing the games in reward, I really should have Lone Revealed cycle, shock myself, go down to 6 and play the Steam Vents. I don't know why. Was not even thinking about it. So yeah, I blow Shardless, get a Beans, and I just do another clunky spell, and I just die. Yeah, unfortunate. Good matchup, but I guess, yeah, that was a misplay by me, and that cost me the game. And cost me the chance to play in the MOCS again. So yeah, we ended up in 5th place. Still a solid one. But really mad I didn't win this match. But there was no land to be found anywhere close. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed my journey through this MOCS qualifier. And I hope I can make it to the MOCS once more. But yeah, if you watched it until now and you still have not subscribed, just tell me in the comments what I can do to earn me your subscription. And I'm just gonna see you guys in the next video.